We moved here about 10 years ago, but the garden properly has been going for about 8 years. But it's been slow. It's an iterative process making a garden. So bits of it probably are about 8 years old, but some of it's much newer than that. We all use the garden, me probably more than anybody. So we socialise in the garden. The kids, now they've come back from college and university, are using it to play games. All gardens develop organically. I did have a plan, a grand plan when I started, but it's not quite what I originally anticipated. I think you change your mind as you go along, particularly with gardens, because some things work, some things don't. You have to go with what is going to work. I hadn't realised quite how dry my garden was going to be. We live in Stockport. It rains a lot, but we have very dry, sandy soil. So I've had to adapt what I grow to that. I think I prefer fairly loose planting, and I like the garden to look full, which is a bit of a challenge actually, because filling up a space, even if you do it after over several years, if you bought everything would cost a fortune. So I'm slowly dividing plants and filling the spaces, but it's not quite as abundant looking as I'd like. I'm working on making it feel more full. Yeah, getting there slowly. I do have a lot of the same things scattered around the garden, partly because they spread well and they fill the space. At this time of year, I just love the flowering choicea, the white flowers on the choicea. I've got choices in several places around the garden because I love that. And they smell as well, they're scented. Well, the last 5 or 6 weeks in lockdown have been interesting. Everybody's come out and used the garden a lot. I've had to think about what I was going to do regarding the fact that there was no green bin collection. We generate a lot of material for the green bins. If I mow the lawn, I've filled the bin. So I got my 15-year-old to help me build some compost bins, which aren't particularly pretty, but they're doing a great job. And actually, now I've got them, I think I'll keep them. I don't feel that I could offer much advice to anybody, except forget-me-nots hide a multitude of sins early in the year. So there is nothing like just scattering a few packets of something that you know will spread and is biennial, so it'll come up every year from last year's seed and you don't have to do anything. Enjoy it, enjoy the space, and don't worry too much about whether or not it looks perfect, because you're just on a hiding to nothing. Your gardens are never perfect. And there'll be a moment when one tiny part of the garden is just perfect, but in a week's time it won't be. You can't, don't give yourself the trauma of worrying too much, just relax and enjoy it.